The pictures you would see of us being all happy on social media, they kind of masked what was really going on. Every person has their breaking point, and this is mine. You just actually got me past like a lot of things in my life, and I just want to say I really appreciate it.
Well, I love you.
I love you. It was kind of like someone punches you in the arm over and over again. Eventually, it's gonna break. When that relationship ended, I actually found out that I was being cheated on. I found out because his ex, she actually reached out to him first. He put the phone on speaker and it was a girl's voice who said, "You're a cheater, you're a whore," to him. And he ended the call and didn't say anything to me. And I was like, who was that? He's like, oh, I don't know who that was. And then I told him to call them back. And he did, and his ex answered. I think she was with a friend or something. Me and him, when we had a break after the whole Snapchat thing, he was hooking up with her. We got back together and he just continued to see her while we were together. Later, I talked to her. She sent me call logs, and what he said to the call logs were, oh, I butt dialed her. One of them was for 40 minutes. So that was extremely suspicious, and we were not together that night. He had just left my house that night and said he was going to his dad's house. But then he had a Snapchat story where he was driving on the freeway, which his dad lived near my parents' house, so it didn't make sense. So that call log was for that night, and then she sent me another call log for another conversation that was 10 minutes long. So that there, I knew. I called him out for it, and he took my phone, deleted the call logs, and said, don't worry about it. And what I do, I stayed with him for little bit longer. He got mad at me for something and we broke up. I dug into the cheating a little more, found out some more information, and I think that's what really actually helped me get away from him. After that whole cheating thing, I got to the point where I was ready to help myself recover and move on, and I'm just gonna bring Luna into this. She actually helped me a lot. You can't really see her right here. There she is. She actually helped me a lot in my first steps of recovery. Maddie and I actually both got cats. It was just like a perfect timing. Luna really helped just when I was alone, when I was feeling down, sad, anxious. She would just be there and help me through a lot. So thank you, Luna. She's the best. She's the sweetest little thing. Oh, you saying hi?
He comes up and massages her and sucks on the blanket. Yeah, she always massages me and then suckles on the blanket. Tito still suckles on his dick over there. It's amazing how much cats help, or any animals can help with depression or anxiety. So if you guys are going through that, I highly recommend specifically an interactive animal, not just like a frog or something. Let's go run some errands and take a break from this. Things that have happened, and no one really knows the full story besides myself and the other person, but that person I actually don't want to leave out of this video, even though we're not as close as we once were. I do want to involve this person because they did help me a lot through my whole recovery and going through all this. They were there and they did help me a lot.
I just feel like it's wrong if I leave them out. So I think I'm gonna try to FaceTime them tonight and maybe talk about it a little bit with them, get their perspective of it, because they witnessed it. And like Drew, he didn't witness it. My family witnessed it somewhat, what was going on in that relationship. But this person witnessed, I think, more than anyone else. Even though stuff happened between us, me and that person, a lot of personal things that I don't really want to share. I don't feel like there's a need to share it. I'll just do a little brief summary. Me and this person were not as close as we once were. We don't talk a lot, but we do not have bad blood at the same time. We're not enemies. We do support each other. We've hung out a couple times here and there. It's never gonna be how it was, and I think we're okay with that. It's a little sad and upsetting, but in the long run, we're both going on such different paths. Some things are just meant to happen. I don't think we'll ever understand why things happen, but this person was a huge part of my life, huge, and still is. So I want to FaceTime. I think I'm gonna wait for a little bit. Before I do this FaceTime, I kind of want to go a little more in depth about some more things that happened. I don't want to go on and on and on about the relationship, but it honestly was like so traumatizing that it caused a full-on mental breakdown. So I just want to like add some little things that he did here and there that I'm still like kind of getting past. After I found out that he called his ex and stuff and we were still together, I started crying, and I was just bawling the entire night, like trying not to believe that he possibly cheated on me, because that was a lot. I was so in love with this guy and we were together for a year. I was so manipulated. I just felt like it was the end of the world. I was just bawling, and he made me go into the bathroom and cry because he wanted me to suck it up like an adult and come out when I was done crying. So he didn't let me leave the bathroom until I was done crying, which was extremely abusive. Extremely. So if someone is doing things to make you feel worthless or feel like an animal, it's abuse. It's a form of abuse. Abuse isn't just hitting and violence. Abuse can happen in many different forms. I remember another time in front of me, he threatened to break up with me because he thought I was talking to someone when I wasn't. And he took his phone and he tried to unfollow me on Instagram, block me, and remove my name from his bio or whatever, which was a big deal to me. And he tried to do it in front of me, next to me. It was just heartbreaking for him to do that in front of me just to get a reaction out of me. And he'd do that stuff all the time. There's times when Drew even does things and I think that he's trying to hurt me, but he's not, because that's how my mind works now, because it worked like that for a year. Now I'm just so like protective of myself that I call Drew out for doing things that I think are wrong or something, and it hurts his feelings because he's not like that. So I'm just glad and lucky that he's strong enough to help me through it all and that he never gave up on me. On another note, I just got Tito a collar and he keeps taking it off. It's so cute too. It has like little dead fish on it, and then he has a little fishy as the tag. He hates it. I just got a text that they're down to FaceTime.